tuning in again for this month's episode of Boys and Girls Club's Clubcast. I am your host, Marissa Gleckler, and today I am joined by Taylor Hoskins, who is a very active board member. She's currently serving as our board's vice chair. She's the event chair for our 41st annual chili cook-off for this year, and I'm really excited to talk to her about all the upcoming things going on and her involvement with Boys and Girls Clubs. So, Taylor, to get us started, why don't you talk to me about how you got involved with Boys and Girls Clubs initially and how long you've been involved and in what capacities?
So, back in 2019, I was asked to be a judge for the Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year competition. So that was my first experience personally with the Boys and Girls Club, and sitting through the competition and judging the kids and then going to the winner's dinner. It was an incredible showcase of what the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County does for the kids here. And going into the competition, I really thought it was just, an after-school program. But each kid talked about their personal experiences, how the club, the directors, the employees, the programs impacted them in a positive way. And I was really sold at that point because the kids themselves were so impressive, but the programs and the mentors and the people that are the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County do so much for the kids that I really wanted to get involved. And after that, Will and I had a couple conversations, and in 2020, I was, elected. I don't know. I got to be part of the board, and I was a board member for 2020, 2021, and 2022, and this year I am vice chair of our board.
And we're so appreciative of everything that you've done for the organization, all of your involvement. And 2019 Youth of the Year, was that Amy's?
It was Amy. Amy was there. She was incredible. All the kids are absolutely incredible too. Mia was there too. I think that was her first year.
Yes.
And to watch her grow throughout each year is incredible. She's an amazing person.
And for those of you that don't know who Mia is by now, I'm sure you've heard her name, but she was our 2022 Youth of the Year for St. Lucie County as well as the entire state of Florida. This year, she was just named our 2023 St. Lucie County Youth of the Year, and she's competing for state at the end of this month. So we're all rooting for her. And Amy also went on to do some incredible things and actually works in Boys and Girls Clubs now as a club director.
I believe it. All the kids are absolutely incredible. They're all super impressive, and I'm glad she's back. That's amazing.
Yes, and she's killing it. So we really love Amy, and she's able to connect with the kids that she serves, which is the most important thing for mentorship. So,
of course.
And Youth of the Year is actually how I got involved in Boys and Girls Clubs as well, and how most people get involved, I feel like, because it really is the most emotional experience, and you get to see so much that you wouldn't normally see. So I can totally relate to that. And now you've been on the board for a few years. How have you seen the organization change, grow? I know you work closely with Will and our leadership.
So the Boys and Girls Club has just grown exponentially since I've been a board member in the short few years. But a lot of that is to the credit of Will. I mean, he's such an incredible CEO who has such a growth and positive mindset that it's really easy as board members to get behind him. We'll have an event, it'll go really well, it'll be better than the year before, and the next conversation with Will is, how do we make it bigger? How do we make it better? And as a CEO, he has done a lot to make the organization grow. Just the programs, the people that are involved, the events that we do. I feel like we're just getting started with a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot more growth to come.
Especially because not only is the organization growing so much, but the city and the county, I think it's like the 7th fastest growing or some crazy number in the United States, which is insane. And we actually just had a statistic come out where Boys and Girls Clubs has served 1 in 10 youth in the county, which is awesome.
That's incredible.
Those 9 out of 10 youth that haven't been touched in their lives in some way by Boys and Girls Clubs, there's still so much room. So yes, I think that's the perfect way to look at it. And we offer so much in terms of programming. There's, of course, the healthy lifestyles and the activities and the educational STEAM, all that stuff. Workforce readiness. Is there a particular area or project or anything that you're particularly passionate about?
I like all of the events that we do. The workforce readiness program, I think, is really important for the kids and our community in general. And then, of course, the chili cook-off is one of the biggest events that we have. And I've been the committee chair for that for the past 3 years. So that event really brings the community together. A lot of local businesses participate, the community participates. We have it at a great location now, the Met Stadium, so that is amazing. So that's really my involvement.
And you touched on how important it is for local businesses to get involved with our teens for workforce readiness. A lot of times that could mean, you know, someone coming in and doing a career speaker type of thing. It could mean offering internships. It could mean just showcasing what they do from day to day, you know, offering tours, things like that. What do you see, because you've done this with your firm, how do you see that as a benefit to your firm and the employees that you guys have? How does that impact your life?
So a year ago, I think we had Elise, and she was our intern. She was our legal assistant in our Fort Pierce office, and we kind of taught her what we did throughout the day, how to move a case from beginning to end. She would open cases, request things. She worked very closely with the paralegals in our Fort Pierce office. But it's a neat program because it gives our kids a chance to come in and work with local businesses, see how they operate, come in and actually work as an internship. Like you said, some of the businesses will open up for a day and the kids can come in and see how they operate. But it's really an important life experience for the kids. Not only do they get to see and experience those things, but they can put that on their resume too. And anything that's, you know, good for our kids is good for our future. And if it's something that's going to make our kids successful here, it in turn is going to make our community more successful as well. And to be a part of that is important to me personally. But for our business, it's just a neat thing for us to be a part of with the growth in our community and to be able to impact someone's life in a positive way. So.
Yeah, and to be able to keep that talent in the county, I mean, that's really, we would love to see them succeed no matter where they go, of course, but just looking at the needs of our community, I think that's something that our leadership does a really good job of trying to match the needs. And we do have quite a few industries, a variety of industries here in our county that our teens could serve.
Yes.
So it's a really cool partnership, and I'm glad that Elise was able to do that. She got so much out of it.
Me too. No, it's exciting. I can't wait to see. So she wants to be a public defender. So we had her come in. She had some legal experience with us, but it's going to be very exciting to see, you know, how she works her way through her career and where she ends up, because she is such an inspirational person. So she's going to do big things, I'm sure.
Yes, and she was last year, because graduation is just around the corner. She was last year's graduation valedictorian for Boys and Girls Clubs. So we're really proud of her. We need to catch up with her and see what she's up to, because I know it's big things. And aside from Boys and Girls Clubs, your firm has a very big emphasis on community involvement. Outside of Boys and Girls Clubs, or including Boys and Girls Clubs, why does your firm take that approach, and what other kind of projects are you guys involved in?
So my dad and I both grew up here in St. Lucie County. We both went to school here, and the firm, long before I was a part of it, has always been very involved in local organizations and nonprofits. And something that's very important to my dad is being able to give back to the local community, because a lot of our clients come from our local community, number one, but number two, we're very vested here in the success of our community. And he kind of instilled in me very early on the value in giving back to the community. So I like to volunteer or give back whenever and wherever I can. So the different organizations that we support, there's a lot. So I know I'm going to miss some, but obviously the Boys and Girls Club we've been very active in. The Kiwanis Club we're very active in. The St. Lucie County Fair we've been sponsors in for a long time. The Learn to Read Foundation we support, and the WPSL Christmas Kids with the Wyatts, we support them every year as well. And I know I've missed a ton. We just like to give back whenever we can, and really give back to the organizations that truly help St. Lucie County and our surrounding area, because that's extremely important to us.
And it sounds like you guys get involved with a variety of different areas of nonprofits, not just youth or, education, for example. It sounds like you do a variety.
We try to, support the organizations that really do good and positive things for our community, whether it's agriculture, kids, education, the Humane Society, anything that really helps the people here is what we like to support. People or animals, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about the animals too. I keep telling, we have Mia, actually. Her platform is mental health. So I'm like, Mia, you've got to go, reach out to the Humane Society and these shelters to get some animals out here for mental health days, because you need animals. They're great. And you're also involved before we start talking about Chili, because that's obviously a huge event, you're also on our Chuck Hill Golf Tournament committee.
I am.
How many years have you been doing that?
I think this will be my 3rd year as well.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's a pretty big event as well. I mean, that's,
it is.
It's happening in August this year, so I think it's normally in September. But that one fills up really fast.
It does. It's one of my favorite golf tournaments throughout the year, for sure, hands down. Everyone on the committee does such a great job in putting on the tournament, with the money that's raised, with the prizes that you can win, with the golf course that they pick, and just the day in general moves pretty fast, which I think is a benefit. But I think last year we had like a full field and then some. And so it was a great turnout. It was a great day, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
And you guys had your golf tournament.
We did.
And that's annual?
We're starting. It's going to be annual.
Okay.
This year will be the 3rd year. And each year we pick a different organization to raise money for and donate to with our golf tournament as well.
Have you guys picked this year?
It is going to be...
I put you on the spot.
I know. I don't think we picked a date,
Okay.
but I think it's going to be at Meadowood this year.
Okay, very cool. Yes. Well, that was a very fun tournament to take part in, and you guys had the colorful ball. And just a little fun side note, our foursome, the whole point, just for everyone's understanding, was everybody had to hit this ball off the tee, I believe. Like, you had to hit it on your drive, and you couldn't lose the ball. If you lost the ball, you didn't get a chance to win. And we had the ball the whole time, and Will had to leave on, I want to say the 14th hole, something like that. And he lost our colorful ball, and we were so mad. And then right after that, he left. And we're like,
funny.
oh my gosh, well, now we have no chance to win. But that was a really fun tournament.
It's fun. Yeah, my dad tries to create new rules and competitions for each tournament.
Well, I'm excited to see what he comes up with this year, because that was a really good one. And we totally, in my personal life, stole your idea of the frozen towels, because Lord knows over summer you need it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Chili a little bit.
Yeah.
So this year is the 41st annual Chili Cook-Off.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about last year's event, and then we'll talk a little bit about this year and how it might be a little different.
So last year was at the Met Stadium as well, and A&G Pools was our presenting sponsor. I believe they're our presenting sponsor again this year, so thank you. We had, I can't remember how many teams we had, but we didn't have the stage because they were redoing the infield. But we had some live music, some live entertainment. Some of the kids from the clubs came in and presented. We had some competitions. And overall, our theme was around the world. So that was neat to see each business, come up with a theme and present different things.
So you've been the Chili chair for 3 years now?
Yes.
So were you a chair when it wasn't at Clover Park, or did you come in right around COVID time?
No, that was the first year that I was committee chair. We were actually supposed to have it at the Finn Center, which it had always been. And then there were issues with COVID and not being able to use that location for different reasons. So then the Mets and Casey really stepped up and offered their stadium to be our location. So the first year I was committee chair was the first year at the Mets. I think the first year we kind of worked out some logistics. Last year it got a little better. This year it's going to be even better. So we're just continuing to grow and change and do better.
That seems to be a theme
Yes.
here at Boys and Girls Clubs.
Yes.
So the reason we're talking about Chili Cook-Off so early on, because the event itself is not until October 21st, which I realized, I found out the other day that October is National Chili Month. I didn't even know this.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah, I was preparing for, content down the road, and I was like, oh my gosh, well, no wonder. We used to have it in July, I want to say.
Yes.
And then we moved it to October because of the COVID.
Yeah, we had
issues.
to push it back, and then I think being outside, we tried to push it as far into the fall as we could, because
Yeah.
July would have been a really hot month to eat chili outside.
Yes, yeah. Thank goodness for Florida fall, I suppose. But yeah, so the event's not happening till October, but we are talking about it so early on because we are trying to get our teams locked in. And
Yes.
there are limited spaces. We can only have 30 teams just because of, the electricity and the concourse of the stadium. If you've ever been to Clover Park, it's all the teams are set up along the concourse. So this month we're really driving team registrations. And so to talk a little bit about what is going to be bigger and better about this year.
Yeah, so, the Chili Cook-Off in general is just a great event because it brings a lot of local businesses together in one area. A lot of people from the community come out to support it. So this year, having a set number of teams is important. So try to get your registrations in as quick as you can. But this year we also have a car show that's going to be in the parking lot of the Met Stadium. So that's going to bring out more people. And we are going to have a live band this year as well for more entertainment. And then we have the large St. Lucie County stage this year as well. So whenever we're presenting and doing contests and bringing people up on stage, we have a nice large stage to do that in this year. We have more contests so people can come out and participate and win more prizes.
Yes.
Which is always a fun thing.
Yes.
What else do we have?
We have live entertainment. I know last year last year's theme was around the world. So we
Yes.
had some entertainment in that realm, and this year's theme is spooky cinema.
Yeah.
So I know some of the themes that have already been taken, not to bust any new ones, bubbles, but we have like Beetlejuice, I want to say Hotel Transylvania. Some of the bigger ones surprisingly haven't been taken. Like I would be going for Hocus Pocus. That's just me. Basic Halloween movie. I love it. And Casper and things like that. So there's still a lot of room, but I think our entertainment is going to try to gear towards our theme a little bit.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to have trick-or-treating again because festive, and each booth will give out candy on top of their chili and things like that.
Right.
So it's going to be pretty big, I would say. I mean, I know last year we had quite a few, I want to say like 5,000 attendees,
Yes.
something in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And so we anticipate quite a bit more this year.
No, it's always a really exciting event. It's one of my favorite Boys and Girls Club events that we do throughout the year. And it's just a really nice time for us to spend with the people in the community. We put in a booth, Hoskins Turco does, and so it's nice. I get to spend time with my employees outside of the office
Yes.
that day and interact with them. But it's a fun event overall, and at the end of the day, it's really to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club, and all of the money that we raise for the event goes to the Boys and Girls Club to support them, and that's really why we do what we do.
And I'm glad you mentioned your team, because part of being a team is that fundraising component, and there are competitions for
Yes.
who fundraises most and things like that. Have you guys done any creative internal things as part of your fundraising?
We have. In the past, we do, like, if you want to wear jeans on a Friday, then you pay the $5 to do that throughout the year, and it adds up. And we've done that for fundraising. I know this year we're talking about different things that we might do for that as well. We've talked about bingo night and different fun things.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know because we can tear up some bingo for sure. Yeah. And that does all go back to supporting Great Futures and the Hoskins team. So each team will compete to see who fundraises the most, and it does get pretty competitive out there. So
It does.
I think all of the awards that you can win, you've got Best Chili, People's Choice, because people at the event do vote on each booth's chili. And then you've got the fundraising, Best Booth.
Best booth.
Yeah.
Best theme as well. Best chili, People's Choice.
I'm sure we're missing some.
There's a media award as well. I'm sure we are missing some.
Yeah, but the booths too. I mean, we didn't even touch on the booths. You're definitely not required by any means to like do crazy things. But last year's winner was the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department.
Yes.
And their booth, again, the theme was around the world, and they constructed an entire Irish pub.
Yeah. No, it was it was incredible.
Yes.
The amount of effort that went into that. I mean, they went above and beyond. They had a great booth. A lot of the people who put in booths had great booths, but they by far knocked it out of the park.
And they were very strategically located. I mean, down at the end, it was kind of like a perfect, you end your circle right at the pub, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people see that, some smaller businesses might see that and think, oh my gosh, we don't have the capability to do this event because we're short-staffed or we don't have the manpower to do that. So from your perspective and being a team, you know, what all goes into it, and how can maybe some of those smaller businesses get involved?
Just the planning. You know, pick a couple people to be on the team to move it forward. Pick your theme. What we typically do strategically is we try to fit a theme that fits with our business and try to promote it that way. So we pick a theme. We get the decorations for it. Last year we were Brazil, and we just did very simple decorations, kind of like a carnival feel.
Yes.
And that's what our booth had. And then we ordered a couple things. You know, it wasn't that expensive to do. So we put all of that together, and then you have your chili. So you pick someone to make the chili. It's really an easy event to be a part of. You don't have to go all out for it. I mean, it's cool. It's great to see the companies and the businesses that do that. But you can participate and not put, not create a huge pub for your booth. And you're still able to raise a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club, and that's why we do it.
And not to put you on the spot again, but do you have your theme picked for this year?
You know what? I don't know if we do or not. You're really putting me on the spot. We have talked about it. If it's not taken, it will probably be the Addams Family.
Oh, I did not think of that one. That's a good one. I know when people have been asking, because a lot of people in the office have been like, well, we don't watch scary movies. Like, we don't know. And I'm like, no, there are so many good non-scary Halloween shows and movies out there.
Yes.
And that's a good one. I did not think of that one. Okay, well, we look forward to seeing what you guys put together.
Yeah, we're excited. It's always a fun event for us as a business to come out and support Boys and Girls Club. And like I said, it's just a fun day in general to spend it with people you work with, people in the community, to see the new businesses that are here in St. Lucie County, to continue supporting the businesses that have been here forever. And it's always nice to see the businesses who continue to support Boys and Girls Club each year too.
And going back to what you said about team setup and how you can manage, I think the fact that it's at Clover Park now helps so much because there's elevators.
Yes.
And there's a ton of people around to help set up the booths. And we do have openings for volunteer groups to come in and help set up the day before. We also are recruiting committee members.
Yes.
So for those businesses who are thinking, chili cook-off is not something that we can take a part in because we don't have the manpower, we still need committee members, we still need volunteers. There are so many different ways. So if you want more information, please reach out or go to our website, www.bgcofslc.org. And we will have the field this year.
Yay.
So yes, we will have the big county stage. I think some other things we might not have mentioned are the art show component.
Yes.
Each club, I believe this year is going to work on, similar to how a few years ago we did the scarecrows.
Yep.
Yeah, so I wasn't there the scarecrow year, but I heard it was a big success.
It was. And, on top of everything else, the Chili Cook-Off also showcases different programs within the clubs too, because I know the kids will come out and do different performances that show, what they're doing within the clubs. So that's always really cool to watch. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think this month being the big Chili team recruitment month, we do have our first team orientation in May.
Yes.
And that's where they'll get to learn all of the ins and outs and the rules, because there are quite a few rules as far as like the chili goes.
There are a lot of rules. There are rules on what you can put in your chili and what counts as competition chili. So you have your competition chili, then you have the chili that you can sell throughout the day. And those are two very different things that you have to know your way around.
Yeah, we try to make this as legitimate as possible here, because who knew that there were so many different types of chili?
Yes.
Apparently, if it has noodles in them, it's not chili. That's not the way I grew up eating chili, but
Yeah, no noodles and no beans in the competition chili.
yep. But then for your the chili you sell,
Yes.
you can do that.
Yeah.
And are you guys the ones that are famous for your side dish?
We used to sell peanut butter pie, and that was a huge hit. So we would sell our chili, but our peanut butter pie would always sell out. So that was a huge hit, but we don't have our peanut butter pie anymore.
No, everybody always talks about it, and I'm like, well, I never got to try any.
It was good. It
Okay,
was
well,
good.
I'll have to just kind of whip up my own and pretend. But there is limited availability. I believe we can only take 30 teams based on the location being at Clover Park. We do want to thank all of our sponsors, especially A&G Pools,
Yes.
for continuing to support and being our presenting sponsor, as well as Clover Park, Casey Blair, the Mets.
Yep.
They put so much work into this event and hosting us, as well as the car show on the same day. Like we mentioned, there will be live music, art shows, so many things going on. It's really an event that you go to and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like Disney. There's something happening over there, something happening over there. It's
Yes.
an exciting event.
It is. The schedule is action-packed. There's going to be one thing after another. So make sure you're there. Stay the whole day. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be contests. There's going to be prizes and awards at the end of the day. So it should be a really good day.
And the price right now for team registrations is $300 for a local business or company, $250 for nonprofits, and then there's other options as far as sponsorships, political teams, etc. So please check us out on our website or get in touch with anyone in our organization to find out more. Again, we are also looking for volunteers and committee members, so if anyone would like to represent their business and get involved in the behind-the-scenes planning or getting involved with our teens, if your company might be interested in maybe not taking part in the event, but sponsoring another business to do so, please get in touch. And it's going to be a really big event, and we're excited
Yes.
to see you all in October. So with that, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.